So we just sit back and watch Chicago incinerate. You kidding me? Do you think the American people are going to go for that?
Netflix's latest political thriller, A House of Dynamite, has sparked intense debate among audiences since its release on October 24th. Directed by Academy Award winner Kathryn Bigelow and written by Noah Oppenheim, the film has quickly risen to become the #1 most-watched movie on the platform. Blending real-world geopolitical tension with a chilling sense of immediacy, the movie explores what happens in the critical 18 minutes following the launch of a nuclear missile bound for a major U.S. city. Told through multiple perspectives, A House of Dynamite stars Rebecca Ferguson, Idris Elba, Gabriel Basso, and Kaitlyn Dever in a tense ensemble drama that unfolds almost in real time. Its breakneck pacing, morally gray characters, and unnerving realism have captivated viewers, but it's the film's abrupt, ambiguous ending that has left audiences divided. In an interview with Decider, Oppenheim shed light on why A House of Dynamite intentionally avoids resolving its two central questions: did the missile detonate, and did the president respond? According to the screenwriter, who also previously served as president of NBC News, leaving those questions unanswered wasn't an oversight. It was the point. Does the missile detonate? Does POTUS respond? When asked about the film's open-ended finale, Oppenheim revealed that he does know the answers to both questions but chose not to reveal them in the script. There are two questions, he explained. Does the incoming ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile, detonate, and does POTUS respond? I do have answers in my head to both, but it's not relevant to the issues we're trying to raise. The writer emphasized that the film's core message isn't about the spectacle of destruction, but the horror of the decision-making process itself. The first issue being, should one person have the power to decide the fate of all mankind, with little preparation and only minutes to decide, while simultaneously running for his or her life? That should already be terrifying enough, regardless of what happens next. In other words, the question isn't whether the missile hits its target. It's whether humanity should ever allow such power to exist in the hands of a single individual. The movie's silence in its final moments reflects the same silence that might follow in the real world, the moment before impact, the breath held between life and annihilation. A modern parable about power, panic, and uncertainty. A House of Dynamite * thrives on ambiguity. Set against the backdrop of escalating global instability, the story unfolds in a world where information spreads faster than reason. The film cuts between multiple perspectives: the president in an underground bunker, military advisors debating protocol, civilians trapped in traffic, and intelligence officials trying to verify whether the threat is even real. This Mosaic approach is reminiscent of Bigelow's earlier work, particularly Zero Dark 30 and The Hurt Locker, which similarly blend realism with psychological intensity. Oppenheim's script complements Bigelow's directing style by grounding its tension not in explosions or action, but in the excruciating weight of waiting, of not knowing. That choice is what makes the ending so divisive. For some viewers, the lack of closure feels frustrating. For others, it's what gives the movie its haunting power. Oppenheim believes that uncertainty is exactly what audiences should feel. It's a call to attention and an invitation to a conversation, he told Decider. The film doesn't depict a catastrophe, but Oppenheim argues that viewers have already imagined it in their minds. In the real world, these weapons and all the processes you've just seen are still lurking in the background of our lives, he said. Are we comfortable with that reality, or should we do something about it? Idris Elba and the burden of command. For Idris Elba, who plays the president, a leader caught between duty, morality, and survival, the ambiguity was essential. In an interview with Screenwriter, the actor admitted that even he didn't know what decision his character made. I had no idea, Elba said. And I didn't want to know. It's the kind of choice that no one should ever have to make, the sacrifice of having 10 million people die versus the entire planet. Elba's restrained performance embodies the suffocating pressure of absolute power. His president is neither a hero nor a villain. He's a human being forced to confront the unbearable mathematics of destruction. His silence in the final scene, staring at a blinking red phone while alarms echo through the command center, leaves viewers holding their breath, waiting for a decision that never comes. That choice, both in performance and in writing, reinforces Oppenheim's theme that the existence of such a choice is the real horror. The cast's reactions. The ending belongs to you. Jared Harris, who plays Secretary of Defense Reed Baker, echoed this sentiment in his own interview with Screen Rant. He praised Oppenheim and Bigelow for trusting the audience to draw their own conclusions. The fact that they've left that over to you, to end the movie the way you want to end it in your own mind, is the reason why there are conversations afterwards, Harris explained. Harris viewed the film as a chilling reminder of how fragile peace really is. There's a sort of inevitability towards conflict once one of these things starts, he said. His comments highlight one of the film's underlying truths, the idea that once humanity crosses certain technological or ethical lines, control becomes an illusion. Rebecca Ferguson and Kaitlyn Dever also deliver standout performances, representing the civilian cost of geopolitical brinkmanship. Their subplot, a mother and daughter trying to reach safety as panic spreads, gives the film its emotional heartbeat. Their story never intersects directly with the president's, yet their fate hinges entirely on his unseen decision. By keeping their final moments unresolved, the movie ensures that every viewer fills in the blanks differently, guided by their own hopes or fears. A reflection of real-world anxiety. Beyond its narrative, A House of Dynamite resonates deeply with current global anxieties. In an era where nuclear tensions have reemerged in international headlines, Oppenheim's screenplay functions as both warning and mirror. Its depiction of malfunctioning systems, human error, and political ego is less science fiction and more documentary nightmare. Bigelow's direction amplifies that realism with handheld cinematography, minimal music, and a sense of immediacy that feels almost claustrophobic. The film's visual language, flashing monitors, overlapping radio chatter, and panicked close-ups, traps viewers in the same confusion as its characters. By the end, the absence of resolution feels less like an omission and more like a demand. What do you think happens next, and what does that say about you? In refusing to answer its own central questions, A House of Dynamite becomes something greater than a thriller. It's a moral thought experiment, one that places viewers in the impossible position of deciding whether they would act, hesitate, or freeze if the power to save or destroy millions rested in their hands. For Noah Oppenheim, the goal was never to comfort or entertain, but to provoke. Are we comfortable with that reality? He asks. Or should we do something about it? That question lingers long after the credits roll, making A House of Dynamite one of the most unsettling, and necessary, political films of the decade.